Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is KGKProductionz back with another video for SoulCalibur V character creations. So far we created some number of characters including Spawn and Cyclops. So now we're going to take another twist to the Marvel series yet again. We're going to do a favorite. It's called Strider Hiryu. You should know who he is. He's a ninja and he's been debuted in the 1989 release of the Strider game, as well as everyone knows the Marvel vs. Capcom series. So everyone wants to have him. Why not make him? So I'll show you how to make Strider in this video. Now here's a little picture of Strider. You can see he got the pants, he got the straps, the bandages, the little ninja pants. Everything's there. The kung fu shoes they got, ninja shoes, whatever you want to call it. Even got the spy mask. It's pretty really close. It might even be considered DLC. To do it, what you have to really do is we're going to go to the body first. We'll explain his actual physical size before we get to anything else. For Strider, he wasn't a muscular guy. I mean, he's a ninja. So you're not going to give him big arms and big legs. Set everything to 20. Give him that ninja size. He's like Guy from Street Fighter. But, just like Guy from Street Fighter, he's pretty cut. Says muscle mass to 4, so that way he has the definition. You can see the veins and stuff going through his body. For the face, set it to 22. The hairstyle should be wild short. It looks the closest to Strider that I can find. If anyone has a different opinion about it, please let me know and email me so I can fix it up in the video. The eyebrows set to 11, and for me I set the voice to Veteran Knight, -15 too. Of course no manifestation level because he's not evil. Now let's go to equipment. For equipment, he needs the spy mask. So give him the spy mask. It works pretty good, obviously. Next, the sleeveless unitard is going to be for the undergarments. Use the sleeveless unitard and set it to a deep color blue, but we'll get to the color schematics later on. For the upper body equipment, give him the linen shirt. And at first you may not think the linen shirt would work, but trust me, use the linen shirt. We'll get to the details after this part of the video. For the lower body equipment, use the slops. A lot of people would probably use the Arabian slacks, but the problem is you don't get the wraps at the bottom of the pants that a ninja usually has to keep the pants tied. If they didn't have it, then good chance doing all that high flying shit, their pants probably will fall off their ass. So it makes more sense to put the slops. For the hip equipment, give them the training belt. And the reason for that we'll explain in the next part of the video. For the neck, give him a crimson scarf because he does have a scarf. And give him medium bandages for his arm equipment. For the legs, yet again, bandages for the legs. And for the feet, the kung fu shoes are necessary. So basically, ankle equipment is the bandages, feet, kung fu shoes. Now, last, we're going to add 2 quivers. This is where we get to some details. We had to add 2 quivers because I noticed that in some of his pictures, he has some straps on his shoulders. So this is something you don't have to do, but I'd rather do it myself. I needed to have this done. So we're going to basically show you how to do it one side. The other side you can play with yourself because honestly I think I could do it better. But if you know how to do one side, you should even know how to do the other one just as well because it's a mirror representation. For the chest, basically set the quiver to the chest. It doesn't work anywhere else. Surprisingly, it doesn't work for the shoulders. So set it to the chest. And what you're going to do is set the horizontal to -31, vertical to 4, back set it to -45, width set that to -17, and length we're going to set that to -50. The depth we're going to set to -38. The rotate vertically we have to set to -46. The rotate horizontally, we have to set to -74. We set the angle to 2. This is all the numbers you need to have for the position to be perfect. So I'm going to go through the numbers again, just scroll down so that way you have it. You can pause your video and set it yourself. Okay, the other side is going to be a mirror representation, so you're going to have to play with the numbers a little bit, but you should be able to get the straps. The most important thing right now is the colors. Let's go to the skin. For the skin, you're going to want the color of his skin to be approximately 265. His hair is going to be, well, brown. So I set his hair to 9626. For whatever reason, when I click it, it looks a little bit brighter. But it's not supposed to be that bright. So that's basically what you're going to use for the hair color. Give him a dark tone. Eyes, set his eyes to like a light hazel. And make sure, this is important for all characters, so like from a video game series, like Marvel, or like from an anime show or anything in that reference. Make sure the second color for the eyes you set to 000. The reason why is because if you don't know by now, in animes, their eyes are really highlighted. I mean, the girls have gigantic, huge, humongous, extremely bright, colorful, rainbow eyes. I have to do all that because that's exactly what they have. It's ridiculous. So give them the big eyes, like the bright, detailed eyes. Now for the spy mask, give them a red color for the spy mask. Everyone's going to have a different color for red, but whatever red you use, make sure it's consistent for the spy mask, the scarf, and we're going to get to the other stuff as well next. The karate gi, I set the tunic basically to like a dark blue, and I made sure that the tunic's blue is a little bit darker than what's underneath the shirt. The pants have to match, of course, the tunic, so make sure those go perfectly with each other. Set the lower body equipment for like the wraps on the legs to a sort of faded gray, and set the straps to an all complete white. Surprisingly, even though it's supposed to be completely white, it's not completely white, like if you didn't put bleach in your clothes. So set it to that. Set the waist equipment, the training belt, to a somewhat dark gray. 9018 will work. And everything else, that's just like I told you, basically whatever's supposed to be red, keep it consistent. The wraps, keep those consistent. They're basically the same color. The socks, same color as the wraps. And the shoes are the same color as this basic part of his outfit, the pants and the tunic. So now you have your basic colors. Make sure you set the quiver color to some kind of brown, a darkish brown. And that's basically what you're going to do for color. Last but not least, we have to get to pattern. The patterns are extremely crucial. If you don't have the patterns right, it doesn't look too right. So we're going to get to the first part. Well, what you have to do here is, if you don't notice, if you look like really close, he has like a kind of like a turtleneck piece under his actual outfit. It's like he has a shirt under a shirt under a shirt. So what you have to do is, if you don't really pay attention, look at his neck. Yeah, that's actually a sticker on his neck, that red piece. That is not shirt, that is not clothing. I repeat, that is not clothing. So all the squares that you see up there are actually for his skin. So what you have to do is you want to put a whole bunch of squares around the neck to give that impression as if he has some kind of neck guard, and color it to the same tone red. Slightly darker or slightly brighter than his equipment for the spy mask and the scarf is. But make sure you set to consistent red to make it look as if he has on a neck guard. Very important. Other than that, what you're going to do here for the upper body equipment, he has on covering outside of his tunic, you know, like basically cloth tied around. But you can't do that in this game. So the only way to get around that is to color it red yourself. So I colored it red, but the only problem now when you color it red, if you don't put something there, it looks kind of weird, because it's supposed to be like a wrap. This is where I used Motif 74. Motif 74 is basically like this really weird squiggly pattern. I used it because it gave a little bit more detail to his outfit. It's not necessarily on his outfit, but by putting it there, it looks right. So I threw it in there. That's my own personal touch. If you want to do that, be free to. If you don't, then that's your opinion. But make sure you set it to black, and it should work just fine for you. Also, the next piece is very important. Don't forget the symbol on his chest. He has a symbol on the top right portion of his shirt. I used Chinese character number 82. And I set it to a dark red, 9120. I actually used that color throughout most of my outfit. So that's what you have to do for the Chinese symbol. Now that's the stickers in a nutshell. If you didn't notice, I used the training belt because he has a belt that's like, that has a whole bunch of like pouches on it. It's like a little metallic belt that slides to the side. You can't do that in this game. There's some things you just can't do. So you have to get around it by thinking outside the box or even inside the box. Since he doesn't have the complex set, just give him a basic set. Give him a belt. As long as he has a belt there, people should be happy. From here, you gotta color his weapon. I used the blue because his sword had like, you know, little blue streaks in it. Whenever he slashed, you saw that little pattern come out. So I'll give him that. I didn't change the weapon trail yet, but if you do the weapon trail, make sure it's blue, because he had a blue weapon trail. Make it a little bit brighter. That should work. Okay, and that's basically in a nutshell Strider. From there, I just want to make sure you know, you should definitely give him Natsu style. There's no reason why he doesn't have Natsu style. He flies, of course, everywhere. He can even, on some stages when you do a combo with him, bounce off of walls. So give him Natsu style because she basically perfectly fits his set. Custom packs, I use the comic pack, but be free to do whatever you want to. Okay, guys, that's it. That's how you make Strider from Marvel vs. Capcom. You know, if he had the tiger, that would be great, but we can't do all that here. Okay, so that's it for the video series. I'm KGKProductionz. This is KGKProductionz again at it. And we'll see you next